Good morning, friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Oh my gosh, y'all. Welcome to the end of June here in North Carolina at Creekside Nursery. Things are looking amazing. I don't know about you, where you live, but we have had a very wet, late spring, tons of rain, which the plants love. Everything is like thriving here in North Carolina, whether it is these unbelievably gorgeous saffron finch. Of course, this is the Supertunia saffron finch. We chose to do this as our big display, our big wow factor as you enter into the signature garden. The little lime punches here in the garden, they are getting ready to crack color. It's so much fun to see the difference between those. And then we've got some in the nursery pots right here that are just full and beautiful. But man, we are, the video is going out, it's on Wednesday, so when you're watching this, it should be on Wednesday. Our Creekside Signature Experience is happening this Friday, so everybody is hustling and bustling around here, getting those last minute details taken care of, so that when we have all of those guests, really from all across the country, we got folks from Canada coming to see us, and so we want everything just to look great, and so far, I mean, everything is gorgeous. So we're gonna go through and do a nursery tour. We've got some things that we want to show you. We have got some plants that are 50% off, so we're gonna share that with you, both online and here at the Garden Center. But please just keep in mind, especially my online folks and even folks who are calling in, if you're calling, you know, the Garden Center, whether it's customer service for online or here at the nursery, Friday is the signature experience. And so on this Friday, if you call, it's going to go to voicemail. We're not going to answer. Leave us a detailed message. We'll call you back next week. Also, because of the signature experience being on this Friday, and because we are going into the heat of the summer, because let me tell you, it's hitting here in North Carolina, we are not shipping on Fridays. So if you place those online orders, just know that we're holding orders, especially like this week. So Thursday and Friday, we're not going to be shipping because we're getting ready for the signature experience. We're going to hit the ground running come Monday. But here on out, probably much all Fridays, we're not going to ship. That way, we don't want your plants to get stuck in a truck or a warehouse somewhere over the weekend. So we're going to ship Monday through Thursday. Remember, as soon as your order processes as far as shipping, like we've picked your order, we've boxed it up, you're going to get an email that says, hey, your package is on the way. Here is your FedEx tracking number, and that way you can track it. Y'all, please, it is warm, especially where we are, and I know it's going to hit all of the other parts of the country too. Pay attention to that tracking number. If you're not home when that package arrives, have your neighbor get it, have your kids get it, have somebody grab it, unbox them, let them open up and get a drink of water. If there is an issue with your order, y'all just let us know. Please contact us. There's a card in your box that tells you what to do when you unbox those plants. Follow those instructions. If there is an issue, contact us. Let us know. There's no need to go straight on social media and griping and complaining. You got to give us a chance to help you, all right? So contact us. Let us know what is happening. But if they are dry, give them a drink of water immediately. If they come with that plastic bag, take the plastic bag off. Give them a drink of water, have them in the shade. They should perk up almost immediately within a couple of hours. Contact us if you have some issues. Now, with the housekeeping items out of the way, again, so little lime punch is back here. Look at these little lime punches. Y'all, I love this hydrangea. It is absolutely, probably, I would say, my #1 favorite sun-loving hydrangea. It is gorgeous. They are just starting to really crack their color. They start out a little that limey green, and then they will turn that beautiful, almost like an iridescent creamy white. 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, extremely strong stems. I mean, like really strong stems. This is not going to be floppy. I've had them at the house for several years. Of course, we have them here in the garden. And then here, I have never had a little lime punch with floppy stems. Sweet friend Megan Matai is the breeder of this plant, and she absolutely knocked it out of the ballpark at Spring Meadow Nursery with, of course, the home of the Color Choice shrubs. So we have these 3 gallons available. They look like a shrub, but they're technically a perennial, the summerific or the perennial hibiscus. So we have summerifics, and we also have the non-branded perennial hibiscus from Walter's Gardens. These are great perennials, y'all. They will die completely to the ground in the winter time. Okay, that's why they're a perennial and not a shrub. This is all brand new growth from this year. Once they start growing, they just go crazy. This is the one that Jerry's showing you is the Valentine's Crush. All of the hibiscus are covered in buds. I suspect we're going to get some blooms probably this week because the sun's supposed to come out. The rain is going to slow down a little bit and the sun's going to come out. My watermelon ruffles at the house is blooming. She just started last week. Gorgeous. So these are beautiful. They will absolutely come back. You do not have to worry about our winters being too cold. They're going to come back and they are going to be gorgeous. So these are available depending on if you want a different color of the foliage, if you want dark, if you want green, you want something that's kind of mixed in there together, you want something tall, you want something short and wide. There is basically a perennial hibiscus. You need at least 5 hours of sun or more, and they love kind of those damp conditions, or just put them on irrigation. If you have a spot that's not on irrigation, that's fine. They will still bloom and do well. They're just not going to get probably as many blooms if you have it in a damp area or on irrigation. So we love those. The Vitex I see are blooming. I need to check mine at the house. This is the Rock Steady. Look at this, y'all. So Vitex, a chase tree, whichever one, that goes by the same name, right? Vitex is the actual type of plant. Rock Steady is relatively new from our friends at Proven Winners. The difference between Rock Steady and other Vitexes is that they're going to bloom for 3 to 4 weeks longer than other Vitex. Gorgeous lavender, blue, purple flowers on them. Right now it looks like a shrub. In your colder zones, it is going to be that shrub-like feature. But in the warmer zones, it's going to be like a small tree. So for my southerners, think like a small crepe myrtle, because I think it can get up to 12 feet tall. Yeah, so 4 to 12 tall, 4 to 5 wide. So if you're in that zone 5, it's going to be a nice shrub for you. If you're in the south like me, it's going to be a nice small tree. Love this, beautiful, huge pollinator attractor. And let's see the other resistances on it. Medium deer resistant. So there you go. Also want to talk about it's so interesting how people feel about this plant. Either you love it or you hate it. There's very few people that are kind of indifferent to boxwoods. I personally fall into the category of I love boxwoods. They are beautiful. They are so easy. They are so versatile because they can do sun, shade, anywhere in between. So we have several different kinds of boxwoods here at Creekside that we offer our customers. But one I wanted to talk about today is the new gen boxwood. So new gen currently has 2 main ones. They're kind of bringing in the 3rd one. So you've got Independence, which this is what this is. You have Freedom, and then the newer one that's kind of is getting onto the market is Liberty Bell. So Independence is what we're carrying because it has a slower growth rate to it. So where we have Sprinter boxwood from Proven Winners, that is a very fast grower, hence its name, Sprinter, right? So it grows really fast, beautiful plant, but sometimes people don't want that rapid growth. They want something more controlled, a little bit slower. This is going to average a growth of 2 to 4 inches per year. You're going to prune it one time. It has great resistance to like the boxwood blight, the boxwood, the leaf miners, really good resistance to that. And then of course, all boxwoods tend to have really great deer resistance to it. So here we have the Independence. Now, why would you want Independence over Sprinter or the new gen Freedom? Well, because like I said, it is going to be a slower grower. It is going to be very, very tight. So if you have a space that you need that beautiful, nice green foliage year round, maybe you want to put it in a pot, maybe you're putting it in a smaller garden, maybe you're going to create a hedge. These would be great because you're not going to have to prune them as often. Sprinter and Freedom absolutely could probably be pruned 2 times a year. This is just one, and it gives you that nice tight habit on it. Of course, that disease resistance I was talking about, slower grower, beautiful, absolutely healthy plant. And fun fact, don't know if you know this, but New Gen is going to be, has partnered with the Proven Winners Color Choice Shrubs. So beginning in 2026, you're going to start to see the new gens, the Independence, the Freedom, the Liberty Bell, and the Proven Winners pots, that deer-proof pot. So as these new introductions are put out onto the market from a new gen, they will be in the Proven Winners pot. So next year, 2026, you're going to see them in Proven Winners pots, but you'll still see them in the green pot as well. Just know that Proven Winners loves these plants as much as we do, and so they have partnered with new gen and added them into their line. So if you see a new gen in that PW pot, that is why. Let's see, what else are we talking about? I think we've talked about it a little bit before. It is butterfly bush season. We've gone through a ton of the pugster butterfly bushes. So I wanted to show you the pugster, and then I have some cascades up here, some bigger ones. The pugsters, of course, are great because they're petite, but they have those full size blooms on them. This is pinker, which is just, again, one of my absolute favorites. This bloom is still coming out, so you can see it with my hand. Pollinators love it, especially, obviously, your butterflies love this plant. Nice, rich pink. It's going to be in that 3-foot range. All your butterfly bushes love the sun. Y'all, they love to be neglected. Leave them alone. They'll be very, very happy. We talked about this last week. If you want to deadhead your pugsters, any of your butterfly bushes, you absolutely can. I get questions about this all the time. Do I deadhead my butterfly bushes? If you want to, you can. So like this is done, right? So it'll always start with the middle bloom, that will bloom first, and then the little two side shoots will bloom next. This one's already done. So what you can do is come in here and just cut this whole thing off like that. And look, you've got 2 more buds right here. If you want to deadhead, you can. Because they bloom on new growth, that will encourage more growth, which encourages, of course, those new blooms. If you don't want to deadhead your butterfly bushes, you do not have to. Now, we talked about that we have some plants that are 50% off. So we're going to head up to the greenhouse because I want to show you the plants that are 50% off. We have got tons of perennials. We have got tons of annuals still left. There are lots of options for you to be adding plants to your garden. It is not too late to add these plants to your garden. I'm still adding to my garden, and certain plants do better when you add them in the heat of the summer. So one of those that absolutely adores the heat, the humidity of the summer are my beloved Caladiums. If you have watched this for any length of time, you know how much I'm a huge fan of Caladiums because they thrive in the heat and the humidity of the South. All Caladiums, 50% off. So whether you want to get, look at this. This is a quart size. This is a true quart. This particular one is Heart's Delight. So if you want to get a quart size, or if you want to get the 8-inch size, there we go. They are all 50% off. So we're not saying you have to buy one to get one, just 50% off. So whether you want to buy one or you want to buy 100, they're going to be 50% off. They come in the quart and they come in this 8-inch pot. It really just depends on how you're going to use them. Maybe depends on what size you get. So I'm going to add some Caladiums to the base of the Pugster Pinkers that are in the aqua pots. I'm going to go for the smaller container just because it's a smaller hole that I have to fit into that pot. If I'm putting it in the landscape, I tend to want to go for the 8-inch because I want a bigger impact faster. So the Heart to Heart Caladiums, why do we love them so much? Like I said, they thrive in the heat and the humidity. They actually stop growing if your temperatures are below 50 degrees. So here in the Southeast, that is not a problem, especially at night. Our night's gonna be very sticky and very warm. They thrive in this. If you start to see some of your Caladiums, every once in a while, I don't see any in here, they'll start to get some holes like from the inside of the leaf. Nothing's chewing on it. That's when they have had not had enough humidity. Either the plants has dried out if it's in a container, or you've gone through a really dry spell and they need water. So if you see your Caladium start to get some holes in the center, 1, just cut that leaf off. 2, you need to ramp up your water a little bit. So they need to have a little bit more water. They can do sun or shade. So both the Heart's Delight and the Fast Flash, you could plant this in the shade, you can plant it in the full sun, you can plant it anywhere in the middle, and they are going to thrive. You might notice a little bit of a color difference if you put the exact same plant, shade, full sun. They'll just show a little bit of a color difference, but they are fantastic. There are some that are going to be for shade only, but on your tag it is going to tell you that. So like for example, this is Lemon Blush, and Lemon Blush is a really a favorite one of mine for the shade because it has those really bright colors to it. Now another side note for your caladiums, they're constantly pushing out new growth. Can you see, right? We've got new growth popping out right here. So because they're constantly popping out new growth, that also means that some of their older leaves are gonna die. This right here, y'all, completely normal. This is not a bad plant. You're just gonna come in and either pull it off, or sometimes they're still holding on. You can get your pruners and just clip it off. Not a bad plant. This is what they do. They're constantly sending out new foliage. The older foliage rather, will kind of lay down and begin to just kind of go away, right? So not a big deal whatsoever. So
50% off both places.
Yes, so Jerry said 50% off both places. If you're ordering online, we're actually going to go up there. I'm going to show you the ones online because y'all, they are stunning. They are gorgeous. They're only going to be in the quart size online. We'll show you those. But online, you don't need a code. We're already having marked down, so you just add them to your cart and check out as normal. No code needed. Blessed, because sometimes when we have a code, it just throws people into a tizzy. So no code, just add them to your cart. They're already 50% off. Here at the nursery, we'll take care of it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so we hopped up here to production right quick to show you, if you order online, what those caladiums are gonna look like. Yeah, so same thing at the garden center. Quarts, full size quarts available with these caladiums. They're going to come to you like this, right? So this is the difference when you order caladiums from Creekside, maybe from other places. You're not going to get corms. You're not going to get the bulb. They're called corms. You're not going to get something that's pre-sprouted. You're going to get a beautiful finished material that is ready to go into your garden right now. This is clowning around. One of my favorites. Let's just be honest. They're all my favorites. Clowning around is going to be more for the shade. So a couple little things when you get your caladiums, and I'm just going to pick somebody up. Let's see. Well, she's gorgeous. This is Scarlet Flame. Scarlet Flame is the one that I used at the house in that Emperor 1 bed. She's beautiful. I was going to show you maybe something that needed to be done, but she's stunning. She's perfect. Don't worry about her. So we've got the Hot to Trot, what we were showing you down at the garden center. Right, so you can see Hot to Trot, she's a little bit shorter right now, and your caladiums are going to be different heights. But Hot to Trot is that gorgeous red, a little bit of a ruffled edge with that green margin on it. Then we have Burning Heart. This is one that I added to the woodland garden near the fence. Has a completely different look to it. Nice kind of freckled red orange, however you want to call it. Gorgeous. This is going to be for it is sun tolerant. Have those Blushing Bride if you like more pink. Like, look at this gorgeous color on Blushing Bride. She too is a little bit more of a tighter, shorter habit right now. She too is for, I'm pretty sure, sun and shade. She does both. Yep, sun to shade, nice pink. And then you have the Vava Violet. Vava Violet, and look at Lemon Blush. So I showed you Lemon Blush. Both of these are going to be for your shade. What that means is 4 hours or less of sun. Filtered sun would do great. And then we have the White Wonder. White Wonder is one of my favorites. So versatile, sun, shade, mostly white, but it'll have some of that pink that comes into it. So just lots of options for you. Please, y'all. They're 50% off. I'm telling you, if you live in a warm, especially warm, humid environment, and you've never done caladiums before, try one, right? I would get 4 because they come in boxes of 4, so it'll save you some on shipping. But 50% off, try them. Give them a whirl. You're going to love them. They're so easy. They're so low maintenance. They're not divas at all, but they are some of the highest performing plants in my garden. Love these. So 50% off. That shows you what we have here available online. Now back to the nursery for the rest of the nursery tour. But when I say that we have got caladiums of, this is another one of my favorite. This is Hot to Trot. Hot to Trot has a really rich red center, a little bit of a ruffle, dark green edging, beautiful. Then you've got, this should be White Wonder behind it. White Wonder is one that can do sun or shade. I mean, stunning, gorgeous. Look at that foliage. Yep, excuse me, White Star. There's a White Star, there's a White Wonder. White Star is going to be sun to shade. There you go. And you can see right here, there's not one bloom. You've got foliage, 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 tons of interest. We've got, of course, the coleus, and then down here, so much more of the caladiums. So they are 50% off, no code needed. Go for it, have fun, enjoy. If there's other things that you're looking to add to the garden, you want to fill in some things, what are some great things to add right now that are going to explode? Well, your grasses. Your grasses, whether they are perennial or annual, they're going to explode in the garden and take off. So we've got tons of different options for you. Your elephant ears, the coffee cups is going to do really well. Your salvias, any kind of salvia, they love the heat. They're going to, you're going to see them grow right before your very eyes. Your pollinators, your hummingbirds are going to thank you for that. Begonias, oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan of begonias. We've got some surefires left here. Gorgeous, sun or shade. They're going to be massive. Y'all, if you get one and you're like, well, that's a little tall for me, you can go ahead and just trim it back a little bit and they will get nice and thick. We've been growing these babies since February. So they have been in the pot. They are ready to get out of the pot. So when I tell you that they are going to just take off, that's what I mean. Because when we look at the root system, vigorous, right? So get in there, just put your thumb in there, break it up a little bit, put it in the ground. They're going to, like I said, grow before your eyes. Your pollinators, hummingbirds, love those plants. Let's see, we have got some of the Limelight standard tree forms that are gorgeous. Part of me kind of hopes y'all don't buy them before Friday, because if you don't buy them before Friday, I'm going to use them for decoration at the signature experience. Sun patients also, go ahead and add these. They're going to take off in your garden. Oh, look, here we have eyeliner. Sorry, I got distracted. The iris. This is eyeliner. This is what I have behind the cottage garden. This is a great perennial iris. It is a hybrid, so it's a cross between a couple of different irises. It's not like a Japanese iris. Loves the full sun, a little bit more damp conditions. Beautiful. Mine were stunning this year. And then I love it even after they finish blooming, because you've got this structure of the leaves in your garden. So eyeliner is blooming. But yeah, look, I've got four Limelight trees. So please don't come. I'm joking. Jerry's like, don't say that. But yeah, we're going to use these as decorations here at the nursery, because we're going to have a tent set up for the signature experience out there in the nook. And so if y'all don't buy these, I'm using them for decoration. They're going to be stunning. So they are beautiful. Of course, they are Limelight hydrangeas in that standard form. They do great as a centerpiece of a garden bed. If you want to put it on the side of your house, that works really well too. So there you go. Update on the urns. My gosh, they are doing great. These were North Poles that we planted back in the fall, and I had put some annuals in there. Y'all, keep it simple, sweetie. Yes, it's fun to be like crazy and wild. I'm gonna show you what we did crazy and wild in the wheelbarrow, but sometimes it's okay to keep it simple. A nice evergreen, diamond snow, our dichondra silver falls that we love and adore. Boom, there you go. Stunning, elegant, and very simple. Perennials are going crazy. They're beautiful. They're loving life right now. The Stokes asters are gorgeous. This is a great native perennial. Your pollinators love them. We have them in the white and the blue. Loving life. The denim and lace, Russian sage rather. just tons of options. This is why we love to have perennials, because they're constantly coming in and out of season. Beautiful colors. We have got these treasure troves. This is that new Rudbeckia from Proven Winners. They are covered in buds. This would be a great opportunity to come and get them. Some of y'all don't like planting gallons, you like quartz, so we have these available, and they are great. Now, talking about things that are like exploding, and we kind of went nuts. So on Saturday, Brian and I planted this wheelbarrow. I gave it over to Brian and I said, Brian, figure out something for me, and he came up with this. So this is that huge impact mass color, already filling in just a couple of days, full of, we've got the elephant ear. This is the Pharaoh's mask. We have got the, look at that, the ultraviolet phlox. Beautiful, gorgeous panicle phlox that is doing just a gorgeous rich color. The Stokes asters, this is the riptide. You've got angelonia, you've got sun patience, you've got of course the sweet potato vine, volvulus, all sorts of just gorgeous, gorgeous colors. So everything is doing great. And then of course over here in the shade garden, come on Brenda, there we go. Update on this container. I just planted this. It was less than a month ago. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? So this container is in the shade until probably about 3 o'clock, and then it gets hot afternoon sun. So this container is absolutely thriving. I knew it would. So you've got the chocolate orange begonias in here. I mean, y'all, this is an example of you didn't buy them, so I planted them. Look at them, absolutely stunning. All of these plants came from the garden center. It was one Saturday, I wanted to plant this, so I shopped at the nursery. Here you go, Pegasus begonia, the Swedish ivy, you've got coleus back here, diamond snow. Stunning container, love this. And this will transition to the fall perfectly for us with the colors. The hydrangeas here in the shade, because we talk a lot about the sun, right? So we have got, I think this is Lovable. Let's Dance Lovable, gorgeous reblooming hydrangea for that shade. If you're in the southeast, your macrophylla hydrangeas can do filtered sun, a little bit of morning sun, but definitely need some shade in the afternoon. So this is one that would fall under that category. It is going to be color pH dependent. So depending on your soil's pH, you're going to get those beautiful pink flowers. Of course, we've got the Skyview, Let's Dance Skyview. Another great reblooming macrophylla hydrangea. Going to be a little bit shorter, right? A little bit smaller, nice big blooms on it. And then of course the Fairy Trail Bride. Somebody sent us a message and said, do you have the cascading hydrangeas? Yes, we do. So they are in 3 gallons. Look how big and beautiful that is, right? This is a gorgeous, gorgeous hydrangea. It's color specific, nice, big, beautiful white blooms on it. Will have that cascading habit. It is a great hydrangea. And here in the southeast, I have actually mine in the backyard, full all day sun. She is on irrigation, and she was stunning this year. I want to show you just really quickly, because the #1 comment this past weekend from our guest were, what did you do to these hydrangeas? And obviously we've had some storms, we got to pick up some limbs in here. So these 3 hydrangeas, this is the LA Dreaming hydrangea, and it is, when we first planted it, it's either 4 or 5 years ago, it was almost like a tricolor. It would have all these different colors on it. People are like, what did you do to get that color? Nothing. When I tell you we have acidic soil, this is what I mean. Like massive, huge, gorgeous, the deepest blue I've ever seen probably on a hydrangea. I mean, just rich, rich colors, gorgeous. So this is that case of, we don't do anything to them. We're just gonna let the plant take up whatever kind of nutrients in the ground and let them turn their colors. I know a lot of people will like to try to manipulate the colors on their macrophylla hydrangeas, and that's great. The reason I don't is very simple. I'm too lazy, I'm too tired, I just don't have the time or the energy or even the forethought to come in here and try to manipulate what the colors are. I just plant them and let them do what they want to do. So this is LA Dreamin'. If you find an LA Dreamin' and you're kind of have that acidic soil, one day you might get these colors like we do. I mean, they are just unbelievable. So lots of fun there. But yeah, lots of options for you. Of course, we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 3. Signature Experience is this Friday. We will be open, so you are more than welcome to come shopping, but the Signature Garden will be closed because that's where we're going to have the event. So that will be closed. So if you come on Friday, just know that the Signature Garden will be closed to the public, but we would love to have you Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 3. And then, forgot to mention this in the beginning, Saturday morning. So this Saturday morning, we have, maybe we need to stick this at the front of the video, I don't know. But we have a really fun special event. So this is open to the public, free, open to the public, that you can come Saturday morning at 9, or we're gonna do it at 10?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out. I can't remember if it was 9 or 10. But we are going to have like a garden symposium. So you can come and you can meet Marshall Dirks, who is kind of like head of Proven Winners. So he is kind of the driving force behind Proven Winners. We will have him. We will have Annie from HoseLink. We will have Greg from Power Planter will be here. We will have Paul Hoffman from Pleasant View Gardens talking about the annuals. So basically this is a time where you can come and you can ask questions. So if you want something to know about plants, if you want to know something about the products, if you want to know something, whatever it is that you want to know, this is a great time to come and meet these people. Right, so we already have some questions that our Signature Experience people have given us, so that way we'll have question and answer, but also you get to meet them. So you can go and you can talk to them, you can meet them, you can ask them. If you have questions about the HoseLink, you can talk to Annie and you can ask her. If you have questions about Power Planter, talk to Greg. Questions about annuals, you talk to Paul. Just general comments, questions about Proven Winners, you can talk to Marshall. So they will all be here. We're gonna have it under the tent, so rain or shine, it will be here at the Garden Center in the tent that the Signature Experience was held at. So free and open to the public. And we are desperately trying to get a food truck here. It is questionable whether we will have one. Just come and see, it'll be a surprise. But yeah, so that will be on Saturday morning here at the Garden Center. Again, free and open to the public. Y'all, this is like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. To have these people here at one time is going to be extremely rare, not just for Creekside, but in general. So we would love to have you come see them and meet them as well. So absolutely come see us. Love to have you. Y'all have an amazing day. We will do some videos with the Signature Experience so that way you can kind of see what's happening behind the scenes. As always, we appreciate you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.